Hello and good day, my friends. Today, I have another unsettling tale of an English colony that mysteriously vanishes without a trace. It starts in the dense, untamed wilderness of what is now North Carolina, an enduring enigma that has haunted historians and storytellers alike for over 4 centuries. Imagine this: a thriving colony with over 100 men, women, and children vanishing without a trace. The only clue? A single, cryptic word carved into a weathered tree: CROATOAN. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Was it a tragic tale of starvation, a violent clash with native tribes, or something far stranger? The year was 1587. England, under Queen Elizabeth II, was vying for dominance in the New World, seeking to establish permanent settlements across the Atlantic. Sir Walter Raleigh, a charismatic explorer and favorite of the Queen, was determined to plant England's flag on American soil. The chosen location for this grand endeavor was Roanoke Island, nestled between the mainland and the barrier islands of modern-day North Carolina's Outer Banks. The island was lush and green, teeming with wildlife and surrounded by the mysterious waters of the Albemarle and Pamlico Sounds. Leading the expedition was John White, a seasoned artist and cartographer. He brought with him 115 settlers, men, women, and children, who dreamed of building a new life in this uncharted land. Among them was White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare, who would soon give birth to the first English child born in America, Virginia Dare. The settlers' dreams were soon tested by harsh realities. Relations with the local CROATOAN tribes were tense, as previous English expeditions had left scars of mistrust. Supplies dwindled, and morale plummeted as the settlers faced the brutal heat, swarms of biting insects, and the ever-present fear of attack. Desperate to secure more provisions and reinforcements, John White made the agonizing decision to return to England, promising the settlers he would return swiftly. But fate had other plans. England was on the brink of war with Spain, and Queen Elizabeth commandeered every available ship to defend against the looming threat of the Spanish Armada. White's return to Roanoke was delayed for 3 long years. When John White finally set sail back to Roanoke in 1590, his heart was heavy with worry. As his ship neared the island, an eerie silence greeted them. No welcoming bonfires, no familiar faces. The settlement was eerily deserted. White and his crew searched the abandoned village. The houses had been dismantled rather than destroyed, a curious sign that suggested the colonists had not left in haste. But where had they gone? Then came the chilling discovery. The word CROATOAN carved into a tree trunk and the letters CRO etched onto another nearby tree. There were no signs of violence, no graves, and no remains. The colonists had vanished as though they had been spirited away by the winds. The fate of the lost colony of Roanoke has puzzled historians for centuries, giving rise to numerous theories. One of the most plausible explanations is that the settlers sought refuge with the CROATOAN people, a friendly indigenous group who lived on Hatteras Island. The carved word CROATOAN supports this theory, suggesting that the settlers intended to relocate there. Archaeological evidence lends some weight to this idea. European artifacts, such as the sword hilt and pottery, have been found on Hatteras Island, indicating possible interactions or integration between the colonists and the CROATOAN tribe. Another theory posits that the settlers moved inland along the Albemarle Sound, A re-examination of John White's map in 2012 revealed hidden symbols beneath patches on the parchment. These symbols may indicate the location of a fort or settlement site further inland, though excavation efforts have yet to yield definitive proof. Some scholars suggest that the settlers may have met a violent end at the hands of hostile tribes, particularly the CROATOAN or the more aggressive Tuscarora. However, there is no conclusive evidence of a massacre. Environmental factors could also have played a role. Drought conditions, as indicated by tree ring studies from the late 1580s, may have led to famine and desperation, forcing the settlers to abandon their location in search of food. There are more speculative ideas as well. Some theorists have suggested involvement by Spanish raiders, who were known to patrol the southeastern coast. However, no records or physical evidence support this claim. Folklore and legend have added a supernatural dimension to the mystery. Tales of spirits, curses, and even alien abductions have captured the imagination. Though these remain firmly in the realm of fiction, DNA testing has also been explored, with hopes of finding genetic links between the settlers and modern Native American tribes. One of the most ambitious projects involved analyzing genetic markers from descendants of Native American groups in the region to see if there were any matches with European ancestry that could be traced back to the Roanoke settlers. While initial findings have been inconclusive, the research continues. Advances in genetic testing technology and broader DNA databases may one day provide a clearer picture. Researchers have also examined oral histories passed down through generations of Native American families, which sometimes include references to light-skinned people joining their ancestors. While these stories are intriguing, definitive scientific evidence remains elusive. Despite these challenges, modern archaeology and genetic research hold promise. As technology advances, the mystery of the lost colony may eventually be solved, shedding light on one of America's oldest historical puzzles. The lost colony of Roanoke remains one of history's most tantalizing puzzles, a story of hope, hardship, and an enduring enigma. It reminds us of the fragility of human endeavor and the resilience of those who dared to dream. As you ponder the fate of those 115 souls, remember this. History often leaves us with more questions than answers. And sometimes, those unanswered questions are what keep the past alive. And here we are, my friends. This concludes today's story. I hope that you enjoyed this mysterious, haunting tale. What do you think happened to the colonists? Let me know in the comments, and remember to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next unsolved mystery. Until then, stay curious, stay thoughtful, and I'll see you in the next story.